y'all. Welcome back to Doozy Talks with Susie, where we keep it real about fitness, nutrition, mindset, and how to live in sync with your body and your purpose. Today, I want to talk about something that changed everything for me. There is a mutation in my DNA that was making me feel worse, even when I was doing everything right. So maybe this might be the same thing you're dealing with. If you're feeling bloated, inflamed, tired, or just off, despite eating clean and working out, this might be the missing piece for you too. It was a game changer for me when I started studying this stuff about DNA and genetics and how the body functions different. I went with the idea that one size fits all nutrition. Every should be vegan or every should be on a carnivore based diet. And I was very focused on there has to be only one answer for everybody. And I started learning over time when you look at the DNA, you look at my DNA and then you look at Joe's down the street DNA, we're not the same. Our bodies aren't the same. We don't process food the same. We don't process stress the same way. We are different, and you have to eat and function and exercise in sync with that so that we can enjoy our lives to the best. So for a while, I dealt with chronic bloating and digestive pain, rotten egg smelling gas or bad breath. So gross. Body odor that it didn't improve with diet. Dude, this is not cool. I'm a girl. This is bad. I'd have mood swings and irritability or low frustration tolerance. I was easily ticked off and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Because I know I'm fine, but I'm losing it over here. So I'd also end up with brain fog and that wired but tired fatigue, mainly because I'm over here trying to over caffeinate to compensate for how I was feeling. And so then that probably also helped with the mood swings as well and irritability because my body's not able to clear things out like it needs to. So these are honestly, though, a lot of things that people just brush off or try to fix with antibiotics, elimination diets, or gut cleanses. And these things can help. They never get to the root of the problem, though, sometimes. At least that was for me. I'm not your doctor. Please talk to your doctor about this. These are not normal things. I'll tell people I can't have certain foods, and it's not personal. I'm not trying to be offensive by not eating the delicious food. It smells good, but I can't eat it because of my genetic makeup. And people are like, oh, well, what you're experiencing, that's what everybody gets. Yes, but that's not normal to be having a bloated stomach for 2 or 3 hours after I eat something. That shows my body's not able to digest it properly. It's not normal to smell repulsive for several hours or a whole day because I ate something. And it actually does happen. If I eat certain things, I will just have horrible breath for 24 hours. I can chew gum. I can brush my teeth. I can do the tongue scraping, the mouthwash, and nothing fixes it. And I'll do it multiple times trying to just make it go away, but it's literally coming up out of my stomach. So not properly digesting certain things. So do we continue eating it or do we figure out what's going on? I wanted to figure out what was going on with my body and why I was dealing with this whole list of issues. And if you're experiencing these same kinds of symptoms that seem kind of random, but you've done everything right and you still feel off, there could be a genetic bottleneck at play. So let's talk about that. I found out through my DNA testing that I had a mutation in my CBS gene, specifically C699T and A360A. And the CBS gene produces an enzyme called cystathionine beta synthase, which is involved in the transsulfuration pathway. And this is how your body takes homocysteine and breaks it down into other compounds like cystathionine, taurine, cysteine, and ultimately glutathione, which is your master antioxidant. I know I just said a lot in that phrase there, but basically your master antioxidant is kind of blocked if you have these gene mutations or potentially blocked. There is a way that you can turn off your genes. So maybe you got that gene turned on or off. But if it's on, and you're experiencing these symptoms, I would look into it. So here's the problem. When CBS is mutated, especially in the way mine is, it can cause this pathway to run too fast. And that means your body dumps too many sulfur compounds and produces excess ammonia much faster than it can clear them. And one of my hints for me was I would eat certain foods and literally smell like something. What do we call this? This odor was like ammonia or sulfur. And it would be in my breath. If I'm sweating, it was gross. So being at the gym after I eat something like that, I felt bad for all the other gym goers. I tried to isolate because it was not cool. So think of this to better understand it. Think of this like a faucet. You turn on a faucet, but the drain is a little bit clogged. Everything overflows. So that toxic overflow can lead to sulfur buildup like bloating, gas, rotten egg smell. And the ammonia buildup is like brain fog, anxiety, poor sleep, mood changes. And imagine if you're getting both of those at the same time. You also have methylation drain. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I've talked about some of the other methylation genes, and there's a lot that are pretty common in the population. A lot of people deal with methylation mutations and aren't even aware of it. So this also will impact your methylation drain, so you have less support for hormones, neurotransmitters, and detox pathways. And most people don't even realize that some of their healthy habits might be contributing to this overload, especially if they're eating sulfur-rich foods that we're told are healthy, like eggs, garlic, onions, kale, broccoli, cabbage, and the list goes on. It's like all of these healthy foods I've been eating my whole life, and they've kind of been actually causing a problem, and I didn't understand because I thought my reaction was normal. I thought it was like I should enjoy this reaction because I gave myself healthy food and my body's just cleaning out. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. I just went with it because I was trying to trust the process until I started learning that this isn't how it's supposed to work. Even some supplements. This is something to keep in mind. So it's not just the food. There are supplements that some people take like NAC, MSM, and glutathione. They can backfire in someone with a fast CBS pathway because they dump in more sulfur to activate detox too aggressively. So you're over here trying to detoxify and make sure that your body doesn't have any of the bad stuff in it. And you're actually just making matters worse because your CBS pathway, it's doing too much. So here's what I did differently. Once I realized my CBS pathway was running hot, I didn't quit keto or clean eating. I just made strategic changes to support my body's chemistry. And at this point, I suppose in a way it is a ketogenic diet in the sense that I do eat very low carbohydrates during the normal day-to-day eating. But here's what really helped. I reduced sulfur-heavy foods. Temporarily, I sometimes try to reincorporate them, but I'm still having the same reaction, so I just put it away again for another week or 2 weeks or however long until I'm ready to try again. But what this did was it gave my system a break from the overload and allowed symptoms to just calm down. And sometimes if I put them back into my system, I try to eat it. It's small amounts and spaced out because too much ends up being, again, it's just too much for my body to manage. And then I also started supporting the sulfur and ammonia clearance. So taurine, it helps neutralize excess bile acids and binds to sulfur. And glycine supports the glutathione recycling and has a calming effect. Glycine is amazing. And then also I started taking TMG, which gave methylation support without overstimulating me. And that one was a big game. Honestly, all three of those have been big game changers for me. I also did what I tell everybody to do every day, drink more water. people don't drink enough water nowadays, or they drink like the vitamin water and whatnot, and sweetened water and lemonade, and nope. Or they drink tea and say, hey, it's got water, it's made with water, so then it's the same thing. And I'm like, nope, it's not the same. Drink at least a gallon of water every day. If you're working out, your body might need a little more. Drink your water. I also added sea salt to meals. And also, another thing I do is I drink salt water every morning, first thing in the morning. I have a little stack of supplements I take first thing in the morning. And then I also take some salt water made with sea salt. So I get those minerals added into my morning first thing. I feel amazing. And then I also do heavy exercise every day, except one day out of the week. I'll take one day break if I am super tired, but I make sure I am sweating every day so that my body, the whole detox system, keeps moving and keeps doing what it needs to do to keep me healthy. Then I simplified my supplements and focused on mineral balance, like I said with the salt water. Instead of overloading on methylated B vitamins right away, I prioritized calming, support, and nervous system balance. Because I do talk about, again, in other videos about needing to take methylated B vitamins if you have certain gene mutations. Again, I'm not a doctor, so when I say need, it's more of like a suggestion. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Please speak to your doctor. When I say need, I'm saying this is an idea, and talk to your doctor about it because your doctor can get you the best support. Magnesium glycinate at night also would help me with sleeping, reducing muscle tension, especially because I work out hard 6 days out of the week. Whether it's swimming, jogging, lifting heavy weights, I'm usually doing cardio and weights 6 days out of the week. One day for resting, other days I gotta get my exercise in. And then also potassium-rich foods. You can get that in meat broth. You could get that in coconut water. I love coconut water. But it helps stabilizing energy and mood. And then I also paid attention to the bowel movements and liver support because if things aren't moving daily, those sulfur and ammonia compounds get reabsorbed and can trigger symptoms all over again. Again, if you're experiencing these symptoms, talk to your doctor. Your doctor can help you out, get you on what you need to be on. Ask your doctor about the supplements I've mentioned. Because here's the thing, the CBS mutation doesn't mean your body is broken, but it does mean you might need to do things a little differently than the average person. So if you've been bloated, inflamed, or moody, even on a perfect diet, your genes might be trying to tell you something. Honestly, I was trying the vegan diet and I was being very strict, and sometimes I would say, well, maybe it's because I did it this way, or I didn't do this right, or this was incorrect. Nothing was working. And I couldn't figure out why until I got my genes tested and realized this is how my body is just designed. How can I support it? If you can figure out how to support your body, then your body is going to thrive. Your genes might be trying to tell you something, so keep that in mind. The good news, once you know what you're working with, you can make simple, effective changes and finally stop spinning your wheels trying to figure it out. Subscribe if you want more videos like this where I break down how gene mutations show up in real life symptoms and what you can do to support them naturally. And let me know in the comments. Have you noticed bloating or weird symptoms from healthy foods like eggs or greens? What's your body telling you? Please let me know because this is an incredible, exciting learning experience for everyone. And I want to know what you've learned and what you know. This is how we grow together. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.